It's not just do you go up once or do. You have to do it multiple to get the right. We did 50 times right like this 50 times like that. Gary C. spent decades playing heroes on screen. Lieutenant Dan Detective M. Taylor, astronauts and presidents, but in 2018 he faced a real-life battle that no script could prepare him for. Two of his family members were diagnosed with cancer. What happened next forced him to make an impossible choice. He walked away from a career worth hundreds of millions. He learned skills he never wanted to know, and his son Mac left behind something so powerful it's still changing lives. Today, Gary C. was born on March 17, 1955 in Blue Island, Illinois. His father worked as a film editor, so Hollywood was already in his blood. But if you'd seen Gary as a teenager, you'd never guess he had anything to do with show business. He wasn't chasing good grades or trying to impress anyone. He grew up in a working-class neighborhood where people cared more about hard work than creativity. Even with his dad's connection to the film world, Gary had no interest in following a similar path. Instead, he played in rock bands and barely made it through school. Everything changed in high school, and not because he had some grand plan. At 17, Gary auditioned for West Side Story just for fun. It was a joke to him and his friends, something to kill time. But something unexpected happened. As soon as he read his lines, it clicked. For the first time in his life, he felt focused. That silly audition turned out to be the moment that gave him purpose. He was hooked. Behind that transformation was a drama teacher named Barbara Patterson. She didn't just see a rebellious kid with long hair. She saw raw talent, and she refused to let it go to waste. She cast Gary in the play, but more importantly, she believed in him. She coached him, mentored him, and helped him understand what he was capable of. Her influence didn't stop. After one play, she became a guiding force in his life, helping him trade chaos for craft. That shift didn't happen in a vacuum. Gary's family had moved from Blue Island to Highland Park, a wealthier suburb north of Chicago. It was a different world, richer, more structured, more demanding. He didn't fit in right away. He was part Italian, part English, Irish, Scottish, German, Swedish, and French. A blend of everything, but not rooted anywhere. That discomfort pushed him further into rebellion, but it also helped him understand people better. And that skill, understanding people, would later make him such a powerful actor. By 1973, Gary was a high school graduate, or more accurately, he finished as part of the class of 1973 and a half. Just a few months later, he made an outrageous move. At 18, he and two friends, Rick Argos and Leslie Wilson, founded a theater company. No money, no fame, just three teenagers, a play called And Miss Rarin Drinks a Little, and a rented church hall in Deerfield. They called the group Steenwolf, named after a book one of them happened to be reading. By 1975, they found a loophole and took over the name of a failed theater company to save money on registration. In 1976, they moved into the basement of a Catholic church in Highland Park. It was cramped and cold with barely any equipment, but it became their training ground. Future stars like John Malkovich and Laurie Metcalf joined. They didn't have red carpets or big budgets, just raw talent and grit. Gary wasn't just acting, he was also directing. In 1974, he took on Grease and ran the show from top to bottom, producer, actor, and director all at once. Then he directed The Glass Menagerie and starred as Tom, balancing both roles like a pro. Most people spend years mastering one job in theater. Gary was doing 3 at 19. His biggest breakthrough came in 1982. Gary directed and co-starred in True West with Malkovich. It wasn't just another play. It was the moment Stephen Wolf exploded beyond Chicago. They took the show to New York. Critics loved it. Gary won an Obie Award for Best Director. He was only 27. The rebellious teen who almost flunked out of school was now being honored as one of the best young directors in the country. However, Gary's Hollywood journey was far from easy. In 1979, Gary Sinise thought he was ready to take over Hollywood. He was only 24, but he'd already co-founded Chicago's Steenwolf Theater Company and earned a solid reputation on stage. He believed he'd be the next James Dean. So he packed up and moved to Los Angeles, full of confidence and hope. What followed was 10 months of disappointment and silence. The only work he got was a blink and you miss it role as a boy on the beach in Knots Landing. That was it. No spotlight, no big break, just a lonely phone that never rang. Sinise later called the whole thing miserable. The rejection hit so hard that he gave up and returned to Chicago. His dream was crushed in over 10 years. He didn't seriously try Hollywood again. But giving up on acting didn't mean giving up on storytelling. In a twist few saw coming, Sinise found his way into the industry not as an actor but as a director. In 1986, he began directing episodes of Crime Story, a crime drama set in 1960s Las Vegas. The show gave him a chance to show off his visual skills and get his foot in the door. Then in 1989, he directed episodes of the acclaimed TV series 30-some, which was known for its emotional depth and realism. By 1988, Sinise had stepped up to the big screen, directing Miles from Home, a film about struggling farmers in the Midwest. Richard Gere starred, and Sinise's style behind the camera got serious attention. For many, it looked like his future was in directing, not acting. That changed. In 1992, Sinise took a role in A Midnight Clear, a small but powerful war film set during the Battle of the Bulge. He played Vance Mother Wilkins, a soldier on the edge, haunted by the death of his child back home. The film didn't make money. It brought in only $1.5 million against a $5 million budget, but critics loved it. Roger Ebert praised the entire cast, and Sinise' performance stood out. He played pain and unpredictability with rare precision, but the film was too intense for mainstream audiences. It became a forgotten gem, a movie people missed but should have seen. For Sinise, though, it was a key moment, proof that he could act on screen at the highest level. Later that same year, he made a bold move. He directed, produced, and starred in Of Mice and Men, playing George Milton opposite John Malkovich.